Okay, I'm going to get into why most artists will never become successful. And guess what? It has almost nothing at all to do with talent. Okay, so who better to talk to you about this subject than someone who has been there? That's right. I'm a failed artist. And right behind me, that is some of my work that I did years ago. Um, just to give you an idea. I'm not trying to flex or anything, but I figure if I'm going to make a video talking about becoming an artist, shouldn't I actually show some of my own work in the background? Okay, so there you have it. That's actually, there's a story behind that. I did that back in 2010. There's a third panel that I don't have hanging up at the moment, but you see how the tree branch, two panels. I wanted a sofa-sized painting, to go hang over your couch, and I didn't want to buy some mass-produced junk on eBay or something, so I decided to make my own. I have gotten compliments on this. I mean, I made this for my own personal enjoyment, not to sell or anything. Um, can you see the thing at the top? There's something else up there. Let's see. I'm gonna have to stand back a little bit. I don't know if we're getting at a good angle, but one of those is a sunset, and the other one is a. Okay, I may have to get up and walk around a little bit. Okay, now back to why most artists will never become successful. And guess what? It's got fuck all to do with talent. Talent is probably 10% of why artists who do make it to the top do so. I have come to the conclusion there's probably three major things that lead somebody who has a canvas, brush, and access to paints or whatever medium to rise up and become the cream of the crop. And they are. Um, their style has a way of aligning with the zeitgeist. You ever heard that word, zeitgeist? It's a German word, means the spirit of the day. Let's say, hypothetically, somebody paints in a style that has a certain theme. Maybe there's some major thing going on in the world at the time, and whoever this is, they paint um, scenes that embody that theme. That person might become a success because his or her work aligns with whatever the flavor of that era is. Um, I, for one, I have never actually gone to art school. I did major in art in college. I had a 2-year degree, and I had a outstanding professor. Now, he was a successful, he was somebody who made a living off art, not just as a teacher, but he did sell his work. And he was old, like, the old school, the old masters, where you kind of marry your subject matter, as realistic as possible. I always did like that style. Not everybody does, but um, and before that time, I did study art in high school, and that teacher I had, he always said my writing was better. He said, "Why don't I think you should become an art critic instead of a practicing artist." So I will also share some vignettes of my own past, and I think it'll all come together in a way. I see my dog's on the floor. They're trying to get up here and get on my lap or something. By the way, if you hear any peep, peep, peep in the background, that's my baby chicks. We got little baby chicks, and we got some little bit older chicks that are about a month old. Yeah. So a little hen family's growing here. Anyway, back to topic of art and success. Okay. I started to draw at a very early age. I think it was just a hobby or just a way to cope with boredom or feeling isolated or whatever. I don't even really consider myself talented or anything. I just think it's because I spent a lot of time on it. And the more time you spend on something, the better you're going to get at it. So that's probably my story. I did get compliments on my work in grade school. So it was like kindergarten through, I'm going to say junior high. I remember I had this one teacher that she wanted me to draw a mural for the principal's office and paint a ceiling tile too. Not everybody got to do that, but painting that ceiling tile. That was fun. I mean, I was getting attention then, but I probably got more hopes and dreams about being a famous artist, maybe based on those experiences alone. Ugh. I got two dogs in my lap, guys. Hope I don't know if you can tell, but probably not. But uh, anyway, but then comes high school, and I don't get hardly any attention. Now, I mean, I realized I was going to have to put in more effort. I really think a lot of reason I didn't get hardly any attention from my work in high school is because I was unpopular and I had competition. Yeah, all of a sudden I had competition. Maybe back in the early grades, maybe I was the only kid who could draw well. I don't know, or maybe one of the few. But um, boy, that changed. I mean, I know I remember being a freshman and I was looking at there were juniors and seniors in a class with me, and they did some really outstanding work. And but I had to remind myself now you know the old rule about don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle. By the time you become a junior, you may be as good as they are. But you know what? It didn't matter if I was a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior. I didn't get hardly any attention. I mean, I did get to participate in some. My other chicks, I don't know what they're doing. I did get to participate in some projects where we did more ceiling tiles and something else, some mural kind of thing that went outside. There's a story behind that, but I mean, I enjoyed doing that. I didn't, amongst my peers who were also working on it, because it was like a team effort, 6, 7, 8 other students. I didn't hardly get any attention at all. I was just ignored. I, um, I don't have any friends that are artists. Now I've had some really good teachers. Don't get me wrong. I've had some excellent art teachers. I have no artist friends. I've never had any artist friends. I should have took that as a sign that this was never going to be a career for me. Look at something in your life that you enjoy doing, and do you have any friends? If you're involved in a group and people enjoy your participation, maybe that's a good sign. But if you feel like you're ignored, every time I've been in any group of artists, I always feel ignored. I'm not expecting to be the center of attention, so don't get the wrong idea. But it sucks when they huddle in their little clique and shut you out. And these people that are in the art cliques are the ones that are selling art. It sucks, I mean, no other way to put it. But okay, I've sort of had kind of trailed off there. Can't remember what I was going to say at that point. Uh, so do not think. I mean, my perception of what is a typical artist has kind of gotten a little skewed over the years. I used to think most of them were very deep people, and they were very introspective, and they weren't bound by societal norms. But I found out artists are every bit as cliquish as jocks and prippies and goths and any other subculture. So just want to throw that out there. Um, okay, now in my lifetime, I have sold some paintings over the years, here and there. You know, basically a one-off. I have certainly not sold enough work to be supporting myself on. I think I was in a few contests or something, and I might have won. I won a few prizes or like a cash prize or something, which was nice. You know, that's been a while. It's probably 2011 was the last time I might have won something or shown anything. Okay, getting back to I said the first reason artists might become successful because of their style. Okay, and I know I veered way off, but I want to get to number two. Number two, they have the right social circles. I bet you knew I was going to say that. I have read about famous artists, I mean, over the years, and I've studied about a lot of people, and I can tell you Pablo Picasso, the granddaddy of them all, he was in very influential social circles in his young years. He hung out with famous, some of them were writers too, Guillaume. I think that's a poet or a writer. I may not be pronouncing his name right. Max Ernst. I don't know if that was another artist, but he hung out with other people in related subcultures or niches. So here's a fun fact for you: Picasso was a communist. Did you know that? I read his biography once. Um, so he did not have a long sojourn as, you know, impoverished or the stereotypical meme of the starving artist. I mean, he kind of got into the limelight pretty quickly, or it didn't take that long, you know. Uh, there's another famous artist, and you've probably heard of her, Frida Kahlo. A fun fact, she was also a communist. She was married to another artist. I forgot his name, but he painted really interesting looking murals. Of course, they made a movie about her, but there was a movie about Picasso. Maybe being married to another artist who is already well known helped propel her into the limelight. Um, People who like to go around saying somebody is riding their coattails. All right, people who like to say that, shut up. You know good and well that's how people become well known for something. All right. Now maybe they did fall in love and all that, but I don't know how you get into the limelight for anything, not just art, if you aren't piggybacking off someone else. It don't matter if it's a family member or a spouse or what. It's just how it works. I mean, did you ever see Evita, the musical? I'll go rent it sometimes. Got the one with Madonna. It was her best work. Remember that line? This always stood out in my mind. Okay, she couldn't act, but she had the right friends, and we all know a career depends on having the right fella to be stellar to be stellar. That message has always stuck with me. Um, so that's number two, connections, and um, the third thing, and I'm not going to say luck. My definition of luck is just being in the right place at the right time. I don't really think luck has anything to do with success. Luck is just getting the last loaf of bread at the grocery store or the winning lottery ticket, but that's about it. The third thing might be where you live and the era you live in. Some people, maybe they live in an area where selling art isn't that difficult. Geography might have a whole lot to do with it. So I think I have rambled quite a bit in this video, and I don't know if I've lost some of you, but these are just my own thoughts on why there are so few artists that become successful. And if this is you, I don't want to tell you I don't want to tell you quit doing it. I'm just saying adjust your expectations and realize not why the reasons are. So don't feel bad. very few people are ever going to be that 1%. I mean, look at Vincent van Gogh. I always used to admire him. I mean, I know he had a mental illness and all that, but I really liked his work. He had that, he loved color. I definitely noticed. And he never, ever, I don't think he sold anything in his lifetime. Now, after he passed on, what is it? His work's worth millions, right? So, number 3, I said geography. But I want to add something to that. Destiny. Is that such a thing? Hey, watch out. My dog is bouncing around. Do you think the people that do become famous, is it their destiny? Do you ever wonder about that? Why somebody that just shows up out of nowhere and becomes a success? Why? What happened? I mean, you and people like us, we're working our butt off and we're hoping we're going to catch a break one day. And here comes Johnny or Jane so-and-so, and all of a sudden people love and adore them. I don't know, but it does make me wonder. Oh, I had one more thought, and I promise I'm going to close this because I'm probably boring you guys by now. I just had this one more thought, and now, okay. All right, guys, I think I had a brain fart just now. I can't remember what it is I was going to say, but if it comes back to me, I'll probably make another video about it at a later time. Oh, I know what it was. I know what it is. If you become well known for something else, you may have a better shot at, I read somewhere, the former president, George W. Bush, he took up painting. Yep. So that's another thing. If you're already well known in your community for something, and you start doing art on the side, guess what? You're probably going to beat out all those other people that are just like me, who are daydreaming and hoping something will happen one day. Because you're already well known for this thing, and being good in art is just going to be the icing on the cake. So, status. There you go. Okay, that was the last thought. I promise. That's it. I'm going to wrap this up. It's kind of getting late. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Or probably not tomorrow, another day.